We are live, Radio Tekkers. I think it's episode 59, maybe 60. Who knows? But no matter the case, it's Chelsea visiting Arsenal. Let's go.
Hashtag 20.
Wrong video. Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Radio Tekkers. It's Arsenal versus Chelsea. Fun times, good memories. I'm Tanner, aka the Texas Gentleman, and joining me are the men from Burnley. Yes. First off, my typical co-host, the Podfather himself, the man of many talents, Mags. Boom. Yes, indeed.
And in fact, you say that, but you actually do more videos with young Chris here. So glad to have him as part of the team here at Radio Tekkers.
Absolutely. And of course, right underneath myself and Mr. Mags here on the screen, we've got Radio Tekkers special field analyst, senior field analyst, Chris. Chris, how are you doing?
Wow, I'm getting more qualifications by the day.
Where's the title come from? I'm just him.
You're
turned up.
You're the Podfather.
You're just that bloke from Burnley.
I was thinking about it when I went to walk the dog today, and I was like, you know what? If Mags and Chris were a tag team, they would be called the Men from Burnley. I think that'd be a very intimidating name.
Well, it wouldn't work because I'm not from Burnley, though. So,
well.
Yeah. So can you not tell from the accent?
No,
honestly, there's such a
you
massive
think he
difference.
sounds like me?
There's such a massive difference between my accent and his accent. Is. Honestly,
he's more an E-Bagel.
Yeah, I'm Yorkshire, and he's a Dingle.
Yeah. Even though essentially the Dingles are set in Yorkshire.
Let's not get into that.
This is great content.
Confuse the American viewers who are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Maggle and Haggle.
Have you ever watched Emmerdale, Tanner? Because that'll get you into it.
No, I have not.
Maggle and Haggle. Well, which one's which, and why haggle?
I'm assuming off your last name. Like the first two letters are there.
I was about to say, it's a big stretch. Very big.
Got Matt in the chat gutted that he can't be here today, and we are nonplussed about it. Actually, you don't really add much to the conversation, to be fair.
Jeez.
No, we miss you, Matt, and we would definitely not call you behind the scenes. I promise.
Well,
in fact, I'll help fill in some of your, best features.
Hot takes. Yeah.
Oh, Thiago's shite, honestly. Oh,
and I made a shepherd's pie today.
Yeah, put it in microwave along with me Russell's burger. It was brilliant.
Me and Matt collaborated on the shepherd's pie.
Oh god,
this has gone off the rails already. We're here to actually watch some football, guys. Sorry about this.
Yeah, come on, Matt, stop distracting us.
Even when he's not here next the show.
Such a nuisance, honestly.
Speaking of the show, it's Arsenal versus Chelsea today, gentlemen. Arsenal need to bounce back in a big way after their crazy upset that they suffered at the hands of Brentford last week. Chelsea already.
It's not even really that much of an upset.
Yeah. It was the least surprise victory in history.
Yeah,
I mean that's probably fair, but nonetheless, Arsenal have a big task ahead of them today because Chelsea do look really, really sharp. And they're probably going for a nice little title challenge here. We do have the starting lineups that have made their way.
and I've just
What do
seen
we
the
think?
Chelsea one, and I would be frightened if I was an Arsenal fan, because this is a team that has really gelled together over the last season or so, and then they've added Lukaku to the mix, who was arguably the most clinical striker in the world today. And then you've got an Arsenal team with no kind of real goal scoring, no consistent goal scoring threat. Both their main attacking outputs ill, maybe.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. This is going to be on paper, this should be a hard day at the office for Arsenal.
Mm-hmm. Connor McCabe's joined us in the chat. How's it going, Connor? Hope you're well. Connor adds his 2 cents. He says Arsenal's without Ben White and Chelsea's without Christian Pulisic, both tested positive for COVID. I had not heard about that.
And that's a bigger loss for Arsenal than it is actually for Chelsea, because as good as Pulisic is, Chelsea have got plenty of other options to have in that position. Ben White, he's one of their better defenders at Arsenal, and I think they're going to miss him. I think they're going with Holding and Murray at the back. They're going to be peppered today.
Yes. It looks as though the Arsenal lineup is it does have some holes. But Chris, where can Arsenal take advantage of Chelsea here?
Well, I mean, the one big miss for Chelsea at the moment is N'Golo Kante. Obviously, he's current. I can't remember what happened to him, but he's on the bench anyway. So they're gonna miss that energy, that just running that Kante brings to Chelsea. Obviously, they've got Jorginho and Kovacic as the midfield too. Jorginho will probably be the more conservative, more defensive one, but he's more of a playmaker, as Kante is more of a ball winner. And then you've got Kovacic, who will bomb up and down, but he's not as defensively solid as Kante. So there is potential for, the likes of Saka, Smith Rowe to find the half spaces, because you don't have Kante, in that midfield sweeping up the balls. But I think the fact that Chelsea are deploying with a back three, it would potentially allow for, Rudiger or Christensen to step forward and sort of potentially fill that Kante role as the ball winner. So there's not really too many places that I think personally Arsenal could exploit. But, you never know. I mean, Arsenal do tend to do well against Chelsea in the league. So, who knows?
This is true. Matt is in the chat. He says that he told me that Pulisic was out, and that I really do ignore everything he says. No, I just ignored why. I didn't know most of it. Yes, I didn't know that he had COVID. Ori is also in the chat. Welcome, Ori. She also is confirming that I ignore her and Matt. I personally don't try to. I'm sorry if I do. I'm not trying to.
You are a very ignorant human being, Teddy.
Very rude, honestly.
Yeah. This is all the front, guys. He rules with an iron rod backstage.
Forgive me. I apologize.
The Fuhrer of Radio Tekkers is.
Oh my God! Here we go to the genocide talk again. Only took 10 minutes.
It always swerves back.
Let's swerve back to the football real quick here as we look at our starting lineups for this game. We talked a little bit about it, but I feel as though it's only necessary that we take a look here at what Chelsea and Arsenal are bringing to the table. Let's look at Arsenal first. Bernd Leno in goal, Cedric, Rob Holding, Mari, and Tierney in defense. Sambi Lokonga back in midfield alongside Granit Xhaka. I have no idea how Granit Xhaka is still an Arsenal player at this point, but I digress. Nicolas Pepe, Emil Smith-Rowe, and Saka are on the attack alongside Martinelli. So that is again a very youthful Arsenal attacking lineup there. Chelsea being led by Romelu Lukaku, Kai Havertz and Mason Mount right behind him. Alonso, Kovacic, Jorginho, and James in the midfield. Rudiger, Christensen, and Azpilicueta in defense, and Mendy in goal. Yeah, that Chelsea lineup looks awfully strong.
Scary. You compare the two lineups, and like Chris said earlier, there's not a lot of areas where you think that Arsenal have much of a chance. But unfortunately, the game is not played on paper. And it only takes having a bad day at the office for Chelsea, and Arsenal can capitalise. I think we're going to see Arsenal peg back a lot in this game and maybe trying to deploy counter-attacking. But if it goes how it looks on paper, this should be a cakewalk for this Chelsea side.
It should be. Though I will give Matt. Matt says I don't give him any credit and that I don't listen to him. So I'll actually go ahead and give the credit to Tom Cunningham, who was in our chat DMs, because Matt said that he put some money down on Arsenal to win today. I was curious to know why, but Tom does back up those intuitions, perhaps. He says Arsenal have won 4 straight in the Premier League home matches when playing as the underdog after losing the match prior. Arsenal is the underdog, given a 20.4% chance to beat Chelsea today.
Those are some very specific parameters, and I do praise Tom. He really can bring those statistics, but yeah, I don't think that holds up much hope for Arsenal. It's against this Chelsea team that have bedded in. We spent all of last season working together, and the only kind of like newcomer to this team is someone who's already very familiar with the Premier League style anyway, very familiar with Chelsea in Lukaku. The guy's got a point to prove at Chelsea because that's the only place he hasn't really dominated in terms of his goal output. And he's come back as a better striker than he left, even when he left Man United. He's more of a rounded striker. So it's going to be fun watching him this season. And I think he may terrorise the Arsenal defence today.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I am curious to see, sorry for interrupting you, Tom, but I'm just wanting to add before the game starts. I am curious to see how Kai Havertz takes this sort of change in role. Obviously, last season he started off pretty poorly under Frank Lampard. We saw him deployed, off the striker, we just saw him on the right, on the left. It was, off of Timo Werner, and we only really saw him, step up and show the quality that made Chelsea pay £72 million for him when they moved him into the centre, when they moved him up front, and then they had Timo Werner play off of him. So I'm curious to see whether Havertz will be able to continue where he left off last season, or whether, moving back to playing off the striker will hurt him potentially. I mean, I know we saw him play off the striker for Bayer Leverkusen, so obviously he can play that role. But I'm just curious to see whether it'll be successful like at Leverkusen or unsuccessful like the first half of last season.
Indeed. Matt, I do have to give Matt credit in the chat because it is his...
You don't.
I mean, I would feel poorly if I didn't give Matt some credit for the notion that Arsenal could beat Chelsea. It is possible. It is, as Tom put it, a 24%, 20.4 rather percent possible. But it is possible nonetheless.
And that spells disaster for Arsenal at the Emirates.
Possibly. Matt also goes on to make a cringeworthy comment in the chat that Xhaka has pictures on Arteta, and that's
I mean, it would not surprise me. I actually don't think Xhaka is that bad of a player. I think sometimes he's got an attitude problem, but you do need that kind of gritty steel and like that solid span. And I don't think he's as bad as a lot of people make out. It's just if he could curb that aggression and that emotion, that attitude. Yeah.
Well, it's all about putting it in the right places. It's you want a midfielder to have a little bit of bite about him. To be able to snap into tackles. But there's a difference between tackling someone hard and 2-footing someone. So it's all about getting the right balance.
Yeah, very much so.
This is true. We are moments away from kickoff here as both teams are on the pitch. It looks like we're about to kick off any moment now. Predictions, though, gentlemen. Predictions. Chris, I'll start with you. What do you have as the final scoreline here?
I think it's going to be a I was about to say I think it's going to be a tight game. I was going to try and give Arsenal a bit of credit, but I don't think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be a comfortable win from Chelsea. I think it'll be 2-0. I think Lukaku is going to get off the mark with a brace in his return to the Premier League.
Ooh, so 2-0 Chelsea. Or
and
nil.
We here
Chelsea.
are just about to kick off. I've paused it because I know Tanner will be behind.
Slightly.
As for my prediction, I'm going to go along the same lines as Chris. I think this will be a comfortable day for Chelsea, and I think it'll be even more comfortable than perhaps Chris thinks. I think we're looking at 3. I'm even tempted to say 4-0. I think this is going to be a rout. I think Lukaku will get a couple of goals, but I think we'll also get a bit of a spread, maybe with Mount and Havertz picking up goals, or even Werner if he gets some game time picking up a goal. But yeah, this is going to be a rout for me.
The players have taken the knee here on the pitch and are getting back up. So we're moments away from kickoff, and we have kickoff here. For my prediction, I'm going to go with. I think that this young Arsenal lineup, they might be able to give us a little bit of magic here, especially with Saka back in. I think Saka could probably exploit Alonso a bit, and I'm going to go with actually a 3-2 to Chelsea.
Wow, you think this Arsenal team's got 2 goals in it?
I think they can.
And just to make sure he never lives this down, I'm going to just put up Matt's prediction of 2-0 to Arsenal.
Let me just take a photo of this right here so that it's well documented.
Yes, that Matt knows nothing about football. Interesting that Arsenal have started the new £30 million keeper on the bench.
Aaron Ramsdale, huh?
I mean, if there was a hole in that team that they needed to fill, it was
Arsenal early.
Good start.
I mean,
you were never
through the young players.
Really.
It's coming through the young players. We said it a lot last season, and Tanner alluded to it earlier. This youth, they have a little bit of surprise about them. Whether that will manifest itself into winning games and scoring goals, we'll see coming through the season. But you can't help but be excited watching players like Saka and Smith Rowe and thinking these are the future of Arsenal. They just need to build around them.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, 100%.
JPQ's in the chat. Welcome, JPQ. How you doing? He says Swans with a dub on Friday in championship action. Yo. Yes.
Yeah, but you didn't deserve it.
Swans.
You did not deserve it. Bristol City were by far the better team. It was very smash and grab from Swansea.
I mean, that's the Swansea way.
Remember when the Swansea way was?
Remember
when the Swansea way was the Arsenal way? Those were days.
Chelsea now on the attack.
What was that fella's name? Michu, I believe. Michu, he was great.
I remember when he was being linked to the likes of Man United.
Yeah. Like Real Madrid.
We had a great first season.
Yeah. We've got some breaking news here, gentlemen. Breaking news. If you're interested in Serie A, Cristiano Ronaldo starts on the bench for Juventus. So he's on the bench, gentlemen.
So, and then the breaking news is
he's not starting.
Oh, big news.
Yes. An older player in the twilight of his career, not starting this.
There is a lot of rumours about Ronaldo, whether he's going to PSG, whether he's going to Real Madrid. There's talks of him apparently being offered up to Man City. He probably ends up staying at Juve. It's going to be a damp squib of a transfer for him. I mean, he's on £900,000 a week there. Why would you want to move at that?
Like I don't think that you can. Not even PSG can rationalize bringing in Ronaldo after also bringing in Sergio Ramos, Lionel Messi, Gini Wijnaldum, Donnarumma.
It's cute that you apply rationale to Paris Saint-Germain. Like they're going, oh, can't balance the books on this one. They are playing fantasy football.
No.
they are playing literally Football Manager 2022 and just put on God mode cheats, like where they've just got all of the money and all of the players.
They've turned on the editor, gone to the budget, put £1 billion. They do that at the start of every season.
Oh, gosh. Chelsea now playing pretty positively here. Reece James right there out on the wing. And then we get some side passing here from Chelsea.
Since that one little bright spot from Arsenal, it's been pretty much Arsenal with their backs to the wall and Chelsea looking to break through.
Well, they're defending in a sort of 5-4-1 shape almost.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very conservative football from Arsenal.
They're going to have to rely on the pace of Saka and Pepe to spring forward.
Martinelli
when they get the ball, which is something that they won't see a lot of in this game, I don't think.
Yeah, Chelsea's really revolutionized the way that they've played. They've actually really taken to the possession game.
Oh, that's nice from Smith Rowe.
Ooh, Smith Rowe.
Took out 2 players then and then was bundled over by Alonso.
It would be interesting if Arsenal could get Chelsea into foul trouble like this. I think that could probably be a bit of a game changer here. Connor McCabe in the chat, he predicts Arsenal to win 3-2. Interesting.
3 goals in this Arsenal team. I'll definitely take some of what you're smoking. I think if Arsenal can claw victory out of this, it will be by the thinnest of margins, and it'll be a 1-0 like smash and grab, like the Swansea way.
Oh man, if only this Arsenal team had Michu.
I think they take Michu right now. Michu probably hasn't played football for 5 years. They take him. Oh. Poor Arsenal.
Mason Mount fouls Granit Xhaka here near the touchline.
When your 2 main striking superstars are such little baby back bitches that they are ill for the games, it's really bad.
I mean, we don't know what's going on over there. You know, could be anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of bollocks.
Could be nothing.
It's not an illness. There's something else going on.
Yeah. There's a lot of paper talk about Aubameyang looking to move perhaps to Barcelona, with Coutinho coming the opposite way in essentially a player for player swap. I actually think that would work. I mean, I know they're losing an out and out goal scoring threat, but I think Coutinho is versatile enough that he could be almost that striker.
But at this point, Aubameyang would have to offer to pay to play for Barcelona. Based on their finances.
Yeah, exactly.
I think with Coutinho's wages that he's on at Barcelona and the predicted wages that Aubameyang would get, there would actually be about 150,000 a week up on the deal. For Barcelona, which it's a net profit, I suppose, if there's no transfer fee involved. But it's getting all the parties to agree, and I assume that Arsenal would want Coutinho to take a hefty pay cut because they've been notorious in having a salary cap. I mean, they only really broke it for Aubameyang, so. We'll see. There's still a lot of moving parts there, and there's still a lot of time in this transfer window. But I do expect some movement.
It would certainly be interesting.
Even if it did happen, I think the wages will still be too high. I know currently Barcelona's wage bill is roughly 90%, and it needs to be 75% of the income, of their annual income. It needs to be 75% or lower in order for them to, register new players. So even if Aubameyang did take that pay cut, I still don't think it'd be enough to register. Not only Aubameyang, but also you got to think of Aguero and Depay as well, because they're not counted into the wage bill yet. I don't think because they're not actually registered players.
I think Depay has now been registered.
Has he now been registered, right?
PK and Busquets took 50 to 60% pay cuts to bring that wage bill right down. Which, props to them. They had no obligation to do that, and it goes to show that maybe not all footballers are money grubbers, and I think that's cool of them to do that. So I think Barcelona were able to register 3 players. I don't think Aguero was one of them, but I know that Depay was certainly one of them. So they would still be in huge financial trouble, but getting Coutinho off their books drops their wage bill quite dramatically. I don't think it quite reaches 70%, but it's close. And then obviously then you would add back the money that you're paying Aubameyang. So that would raise it back up a little bit. But they are going in the right direction. Laporte is working his fingers to the bone to try and get this Barcelona team, this Barcelona system back on track after Bartomeu just absolutely rinsed the company.
Tierney had a beautiful cross in there, and it looks like Pepe's taking in a corner. Arsenal are really knocking on Chelsea's door here.
Long corner, nothing come of it, but Arsenal, they're telling us.
Lukonga's not happy.
I think he's saying that he was leaned on by Alonso. I mean, Alonso is a sneakily dirty player. So he is in that. I think that's one of the things that he brings to Chelsea. That he brings that grit, I suppose. But he does like to get stuck in with a foul or two.
Another stoppage here by the ref. Looks like there was an offsides here called on Martinelli.
Lukaku's sweating buckets already. Interesting.
I heard somewhere, maybe it was another show like this. I don't know.
There's no other show
there's really not any other kind of show than Radio Tekkers. But yes, I heard somebody say that Romelu Lukaku is the fastest player on Chelsea's squad.
I can't remember where I saw it, but I'm sure that I heard that was it Mason Mount was one of the fastest players there. There's a foot race that gets done in the Premier League every season to see who are the fastest players. I can't remember who was actually in it for the last season. I don't think they've done one for this season, but they did one for last season. It's actually surprising who are actually the fastest players at each club. I'm going to actually look that up. I know they do it regularly in the lower leagues, like in the Championship. It was something that they used to do every single season. Let's have a look.
Well, and that stat could have possibly been clocked in when he was still playing at Inter. For all I know, that they might be using those stats, but it would not surprise me. Romelu Lukaku is extremely strong, but like he's so deceivingly fast as well. It's incredible how fast he is for his size.
Kai Havertz was interviewed by the Metro at the beginning of August, and he says that the fastest 2 players at Chelsea, he said he couldn't pick just one. He said for acceleration, it's Timo Werner, but for longer distance, he says Antonio Rudiger is actually the person who put his money on.
Interesting.
I must admit, I probably would have said Werner. I mean, he showed last season a lot of quick turns of pace. It's just he didn't have the end product that
don't feed Tanner
forward would need.
into believing he's a flat track bully, because that's how he pinned Werner last season, and then they went and got the ultimate flat track bully in Lukaku.
You can't have just one; you got to have 2.
Got have all flat track bullies.
I mean.
Are we getting Harry Kane next?
I mean, I think he'd accept a move to Chelsea right now.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
Although he did get game time today and a booking.
20 minutes, and he got a booking in 90th minute.
Yeah.
It's the Spurs way.
He's on his way out.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Harry Kane leaving Spurs. I mean, Spurs are in third right now, and they looked really, really good against Manchester City last week.
So I've got the list of the fastest Premier League players. This was compiled in April, so there's a little bit of there could be some slight changes, but we've got Rashford, who is in there for
nice build up here.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and it's actually talking about it. And Lukaku's on the break, it's red wide.
James and Lukaku,
and it's in.
Of course, it's Lukaku.
Of course, it is. What can I just
simple as you like?
Stick this back up on the screen there. 2-0, and he actually edited it. I mean, he would have still been correct with this prediction, but he edited it to cancel out Chelsea's goal. But that was a well-worked team goal.
Brilliant pass from Jorginho, I think it was. And it's just on a plate for Lukaku.
The hold-up play by Lukaku, though, that just shows he's added to his game, the strength there. Ball, neat little across the face of goal, and Lukaku just has to make contact, and it's a very simple goal.
Mm-hmm.
Leno is now looking over his shoulder, thinking that amazing Aaron Ramsdale is going to be taking my spot soon. Jesus Christ. So anyway, I'll get quickly back to these fastest players. So we've got Rashford, Ollie Watkins is in the mix, Zaha, Saka has been clocked at 36 kilometres an hour. Adama Traore is actually third, Kyle Walker second, surprisingly, and the fastest recorded is Tariq Lamptey at Brighton, 36.6 kilometres an hour.
Lamptey makes sense. Lamptey's very, very fast.
Yeah. In my head, I had Theo Walcott forgetting, that it's not 2011.
And he's got knees made out of shredded wheat.
I know.
Oh, goodness. I mean, yes, at one point, I'm sure Theo Walcott was absolutely the fastest, for sure. Dan Griffin in the chat. Welcome, Dan. He says Aaron Ramsdale on for his third consecutive relegation.
Can you actually imagine?
It's the same conversations every year. I mean, last year, with Arsenal, they were like 17th at Christmas or something.
Yeah, we were talking about Arsenal getting relegated. Funny. Yeah, we were talking about Arsenal getting relegated last year, and who knows?
But then again, this time last year, we were talking about Tottenham maybe challenging for the title, and look where that ended up.
Well, I mean, when early on, you can't judge too much into it. I mean, I think 10 games in or something last season, Spurs were like 4 points clear, and Man City were 12th or something like that. So
yeah. And, I mean, looking at the live table now, we've got Liverpool at the top, Chelsea just jumped into second, Brighton a third, and Tottenham dropped down to fourth. But you've got that Brentford in seventh. I mean, Arsenal have now dropped into the relegation zone, which is good for Burnley because they've jumped out of the relegation zone.
We get out, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's more likely that this Arsenal team will be fighting relegation than it was last season. But I still think there's too much class there over a full season for Arsenal to be concerned about relegation. I think they're more concerned about getting into Europe, which won't happen.
No, of course it won't.
They're not a big.
Arsenal have spent a stupid amount of money.
They've actually spent the most.
They've spent a stupid amount of money to say that they've not spent it well.
I mean, Ben White is a decent signing. At the price they paid, absolutely not. That's a ridiculous amount of money. But it certainly solves a problem that they had. Aaron Ramsdale solves nothing. That's just throwing good money after bad, especially when your issues are at the total other end of the pitch. That's where you really needed to focus on, not getting in a relegation specialist. It just beggars belief.
And I think the problem with Ben White is that he needs that cover. Oh, piss off! Do you want to talk about your accent then, dickhead?
No, I was mocking out of love because I get grief over that, and the fact that I've got someone else who says it the way I do just feels good.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't feel like an idiot anymore.
No, you shouldn't do, honestly. You shouldn't let someone from Essex and someone from Texas, mock you about over your accent. So, exactly. You should be secure in your feelings. No, I think genuinely, I think the problem with Ben White is that. Damn. Not bad.
That one will be a special treat just for the streamers here. We'll say that. But the issue with Ben White here, Chris.
Yeah, the issue with Ben White.
Cover.
Well, yeah, it's the fact that when you look at him at Brighton, it's the fact that he had he had Michael Duff next to him. No, he had Lewis Dunk and he had Webster next to him. Two physically imposing centre halves who could cover for White when he moved forward, when he stepped into the midfield, when he was spraying those passes. He had Duffy, not Duffy. Why do I keep saying Duffy? He had Dunk.
I think you're trying to will it into reality.
Yeah, I want Michael Duff to come back and play for Brighton.
At 54 years old.
Exactly, yeah. No, he had Dunk and he had Webster at the other side of him, physically imposing, and they could cover for Ben White's, lack of physicality in, defence. He goes to Brighton, he goes to Arsenal, and who do you have next to him? He has Pablo Mari, who isn't physically imposing, he's not dominant, and he doesn't provide the same sort of cover. You saw it against Brentford. Ben White, I'm not going to say he got exposed because that implies that he's a bad player, but he was hung out to dry because of the system that he was playing in.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I think he does need that partner that is on the same kind of level as him in terms of physicality. And I think if they get Gabriel back, I think that's more of a kind of a Ben White style player. I think he struggles, like you said, with someone who's maybe not as physically imposing, and he has to do the grunt of the work. I think that's the issue. But at 50 million, even if Arsenal had a full squad to rely on, I think that's still a pricey number. And they certainly played an English premium, and they're great defended by Chelsea.
I'm going to take your argument to the next level here, Mags. I think that in order for Arsenal to be successful with Ben White, you need somebody who's more physical than him. You need somebody who would be willing to put in even greater of a physical shift, really, use power and strength, and is somebody who can really, one of the killer parts of Ben White and why I think there were clubs that didn't go for him and that Arsenal ultimately did. I think that he is not very dominant in the air. He does not win a lot of aerial duels, whether that's his jumping or his height, whatever it might be. Ben White's more of a distributor, from the back. You need somebody who can actually he's missing. He's Bonucci missing his Chiellini. He needs that guy who's willing to put in the extra dirty work on the defensive side.
And I suppose that's why a lot of the time last season he was linked with Liverpool, because you would get that from Van Dijk.
Yep.
Obviously, Liverpool went in other directions, which kind of closed the door on Ben White. But he was always destined to leave Brighton. He was very much one of the few big fish in that small pond, and there was always going to be like a chase for his signature. It's just that Arsenal ponied up the humongous amount of money, and Brighton bit their hands off, and Brighton are third, and Arsenal are 18th. So it kind of shows who got the best out of that deal.
Yeah. It's interesting seeing Basuma still at Brighton. A lot of people were clamoring for him over the course of the summer. He
may not still be there when the transfer window slams shut. There's lots of talk of him moving on. But that's what happens when you have Brighton have been refreshing in terms of the way they played, and a lot of eyes are on some of their big stars, and that's what happens. People see these players playing great football and think, we'll take a piece of that. So Brighton may end up being decimated in terms of transfers out. It's just how well do they spend the money that they get for the players that they sell.
Well, I think the thing is that now they've sold Ben White, they've got that 50 million in. They don't need to sell anyone else financially.
No, absolutely not.
They don't have to negotiate with anyone. They can just set an asking price. and it could be whatever Brighton want. Brighton have the advantage if Liverpool were to go in for Yves Bissouma. Brighton could ask for 50, 60 million because they don't need the money now.
Yeah.
So personally, I can't see Bissouma leaving. I think that because Brighton have that negotiating power at the moment, there'll be other players who could be bought for cheaper. Who because especially you got to consider the players cost more from the Premier League than they do from any other league in the world, and the fact that Brighton don't need the money. You're looking at potentially 50, 60 million for him, and I don't think any club's going to pay that.
Yeah, and then when you look at a lot of clubs who are in financial concerns, and they're willing to maybe part with some bigger name players for a lot less money. There's plenty of talent on the market for a cash-rich club, and you don't maybe have to be held to ransom for a player like Bissouma when you could spend that 50 million way more wisely and maybe pick up 2 players.
Yeah.
Got some more breaking news as of the last
Messi
hour.
starts on the bench for Paris. do.
No, this one seems a little bit more inclined to the normal breaking news that we have. As of the last hour, Fabrizio Romano reports that Chelsea,
Friend of the show, Fabrizio Romano. I'm going
one-
to will that into existence.
Number
One
one
day.
listener,
Will be our
Fabrizio
friend.
Romano.
weekly listener Fabrizio Romano,
He gets all his scoops from us.
Yeah.
just some lads. That's all.
He's great. He's very, very trustworthy with the stuff that he does, which is rare in football.
And he's a nice guy. He's a really swell guy.
He's always been all right to me. Yeah, he's once made me a brew when I nipped round his house. So yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
Fabrizio Romano reports that
Gave me
Chelsea,
a Benny and not once.
Oh, wanker.
Gross.
What do you mean gross?
Chelsea are in direct contact with Sevilla for Jules Koundé.
Wow, that is news, and also water is wet because that's been going around the hammer for about
Ages.
3 months now.
Honestly.
I mean, a lot of people have reported it, but
We reported that in our potential transfers. So yeah, he did steal that.
I'm pretty sure that Fabrizio Romano has tweeted that a few times as well. I don't think this is new from him.
He's like
as well.
me, trying to will Fabrizio Romano, friend of the show, into existence. He's trying to will Jules Koundé to Chelsea into existence, but I just keep repeating it over and over and over.
Yeah.
The bottom part of the tweet here is Chelsea are again on the attack. That Chelsea are trying to find a solution for Kurt Zouma, who seems to be very close to a move to West Ham.
I mean, I really like Kurt Zouma. I think he's slightly injury prone, but last season he put up his best numbers ever in terms of not only goal output but defensively. I don't see Koundé being that much of an improvement on Zouma. You certainly lose 5-6 inches of height, and Zouma is like a tank. So you're definitely going to lose some kind of strength there. I don't know if that's a good move, to be fair. I think I would stick with Zouma, better the devil you know, suppose, than a player who is thriving, who's doing really well, but in a much kind of a less physical league.
Well, and
mind you, you've got to think about the potential earnings that Chelsea could get. I mean, you're looking at a price of about £30 million is what was reported for Koundé, which is similar to what they're going to get off West Ham for Zouma. And you got to think Zouma, last season it was his best season ever, probably. That's probably the peak of what they're going to be able to get for Zouma. Whereas with Koundé, he's not yet at the top of his game. So you think if they were to fall into a position like a Barcelona, Real Madrid, or Juventus, if they were in financial trouble, Koundé is someone who they could easily sell on for 70-80 million pounds. So there's definitely more factors in play than just who's the better player sort of thing.
Yeah, that absolutely does make sense.
And I think for £30 million, it'd be stupid not to go in for him. I think that's a brilliant price.
I feel like he would go for far more than 30 million, though. I mean, the Sevilla are known to be very shrewd negotiators here. Arsenal take a shot, goes clear over the crossbar here. I think that was the Conga.
I think the issue though with a lot of La Liga teams is they have seemed to have been affected by COVID more than most leagues, and a lot of the La Liga teams are struggling financially. So it puts the power in the purchaser's hands. And if you turn away 30 million, that 30 million may save your club, or at least keep the doors open for the next 6 months or so. So I think that it's a buyer's market, and the cash-rich clubs are going to be wanting to get as much bang for the buck as they can. And if Chelsea are only willing to negotiate to 30 million, there's not a lot of talk of other teams coming in for him. So do you turn that money away?
I mean, these are definitely great points.
Thank you. I mean, I do make great points every now and again. You have to wade through a lot of shit to get to them, but they're there somewhere.
It's more often than Matt, at least. So,
goodness.
And saying that, Matt drops this bombshell in the chat.
Yeah, see, that's one of his good ones. That's one of his good ones.
It's not.
It is.
I agree totally with Dan Griffin. Friends do not give friends Benny and Hot.
Yes,
exactly,
they do.
Dan.
You don't have any friends, Dan. How you know?
Wow.
Attacking the fan base now.
Hey,
this is what we've been reduced to here at Radio Tekkers. It's attacking the listeners in the chat.
Dan deserves it. If you've ever met Dan, you'd know that he deserves it.
I've met Dan on a few occasions. I think at least one doing a show. He was a nice guy.
You bumped into him in Texas, have you?
Yeah.
In Amarillo. On a day out to Amarillo.
Yeah, with my armadillo skin boots and my hat, my cowboy hat. Oh goodness. Burnt Leno looks lost. Trying to find somebody to give the ball to here. This is.
It's not looking good for Arsenal. It's Chelsea looking far too comfortable on the ball. There's no threat from Arsenal at all. It's literally, and I've seen someone say this on Twitter. It's literally men against boys. There's nothing for this Chelsea team to be worried about. I mean, they're literally at the very back of the defence, just passing nonchalantly, and there's no pressure from any Arsenal player. There's no urgency. Must be a worrying time to be an Arsenal fan.
I mean, there's no press. There's literally no press from Arsenal. We're looking at them, playing defense right now, and there's when they do press, it's just a one-man press, and it doesn't. That we all know that's not very effective. They're not. It is worrying, as you said, Mags.
And you just get the feeling that this Chelsea team could spring into life at any moment and bag another goal, just as and when they feel the need to. I mean, Arsenal have now got the ball, and instantly they're being pressed back.
But, I mean, see, look at the counter attack. There's no options.
No.
They're just been completely. When Arsenal do have the ball, they're being completely marked out of the game. They're just constantly short passes outside of the box. It's not doing anything. And then when Chelsea have the ball, it's completely comfortable for them.
I mean, when you see Smith Rowe and Saka on the ball, though, there is that burst of energy. It's just you need that from the rest of the team. And
exactly.
And I mean, Arsenal are on the ball now. There's nobody making any moves or runs to find space in the box. And the two players in the box are being totally outmarked by a Chelsea defence that doesn't even have to move. They're just literally outnumbering Arsenal.
That's a bad tackle.
That's a rough tackle. That's a welcome
coming
back
in from
the
behind
Premiership style tackle.
Yeah, and Lukaku was even the one who was like, "Everybody, calm down. I'm getting back up.
I'm gonna kill this fool."
He might have got away with
good
one
as
there.
dead.
He might have got away with one there, Mario, with only a yellow.
He didn't even. He's got one high boot, and the other one is folded under. It didn't. There was no attempt.
To play the ball. No.
That was just take the man out.
Yeah, I think he's got lucky there, Murray.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in the middle of the park, so it wasn't like there was an instant goal threat. Yeah, that was reckless by Murray, and I think that may play further on into the game because he's now picked up a booking. And as we say that,
Chelsea
Lukaku,
again.
Oh, what a quality finish!
Yeah,
Reece James putting it away.
It's just too easy. It's too easy for him.
Again, the focal point was Lukaku holding up the ball, letting people run off him, spreading it wide, and what a great finish! What a great finish!
It's easy as you like, the Arsenal defence split open. James is in miles of space there. He has all the time in the world to just place it into the top corner. It's far too easy.
It's easy. That's men against boys. This is. It is. Chelsea turned the tempo up a little bit. Lukaku holds up the play. Great ball, and again, it's falling for the same trick that happened for the first goal. Split the defence, spread it wide, and this time there's no need for the cross box ball. Just put away by James, and that's actually a really solid finish as well.
Yeah. But it's genuine schoolyard stuff from Arsenal. You see that from like 5-year-olds. They're following the ball. It's the simplest thing in football. They can't do it. Just pull that back up again, just to remind.
Reiterate, I will put up that Matt Willis, part of the team here at Radio Tekkers, a very football-centric network, he has said that Arsenal would win this game.
Not just a smash and grab. Not just a smash and grab 1-0. No, he thought they were going to win 2-0.
Comfortably win 2-0.
Comfortable win, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, my 3-2 is still in play here, or 2-3.
You are holding on with the very finest of threads. I mean, even
got a feeling we won't be saying that in 10 minutes' time.
Yeah, even your prediction, Chris, of 2-0 is looking a little conservative now.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I might have been bang on the money with 4-0.
I didn't want to come out and say, "Oh yeah, Chelsea are going to win 8-0. It's going to be another 9-0."
It's just going to smash Arsenal into oblivion.
Just absolutely destroy them.
I'm like, guys, we really can't be watching this game. It's 8-0. It's not really worth your time or ours.
It's the whole Simpsons minute. It's stop it. He's already dead. I mean, there's some stats have come up. Chelsea with 9 shots compared to Arsenal's 2. 66% of the ball. And Arsenal ball. They've had 4 touches in the Chelsea box, and Chelsea have trebled that with 12. This is a bullying. This is a bullying by Chelsea.
Dan Griffin in the chat says the only worse than Arsenal's defending is Matt's prediction.
I'd take Arsenal's defending over Matt's predicting. To be fair, how he's top of our draft league, I will never know. It's ridiculous. I hope. It's just he winged it. He's absolutely winged it, and it makes me angry that he pretends.
Lots of things make you angry though, because you're a grumpy old man.
I'm getting grumpier and grumpier by the day.
Oh goodness. So let me give you guys like a little think piece here. I've been thinking about this as this game has progressed.
No, the answer's no. I know. Well, I'm guessing the question and I'm guessing the answer.
Okay,
no,
so what's the question?
Answer. Arteta will not make Christmas.
Okay. Well, my question was going to be...
Was that actually the question along those lines?
My question was going to be, do you think that Arsenal ever miss Unai Emery?
Ah, right.
Oh.
I mean, with this team, Unai Emery could do some wonderful things, but he wasn't given.
Arsenal miss
time.
Arsene Wenger.
Arsenal do miss Arsene Wenger for sure.
I don't think that Wenger could even get this team top 4. Genuinely, I don't think he's that good that he could have got this top 4.
Yeah, since
shower
the Wenger
start.
days, it's an infrastructure problem rather than it's bad spending after bad spending after bad spending. Players who are not passionate about the club being brought in for huge money, and the steel of the team's been slowly eroded over the past 4 or 5 years to this sham of an Arsenal side that we've got now. This is, in any other shirt, this is a relegation threatened side, and it's only because it's Arsenal and they are too big to fail that we're not really contemplating that. But I think it needs to be a conversation that we have. They are mid-table teams with way better quality than this Arsenal side, and that's a massive concern.
Okay, so let's think more along the lines of what Chris brought up here, which is, does Mikel Arteta make it past Christmas? And if he doesn't, I mean, who do you go for? Like, who's out there that you could get that could help this Arsenal team managerial wise?
You've got my neighbour Brenda. She's free. She could do a better job. There's a dog opposite. They've got a Labrador. You put him in Arsenal.
Just any Labrador, any of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
My old maths teacher, Mr. Anoshko.
Gunnosaurus could do a good job.
Yeah,
can you imagine the scenes of Gunnosaurus showing up in a 3-piece suit on the touchline, hands behind his back, pointing a little bit,
kicking off with the players on the
I was about to say, could you see him bollocking them at half time?
Phil Brown style, just around, get them all out on the
circle,
ripping
a lot of pointing,
the head just bobbing away,
aggressive gesturing.
No, I mean, Arteta's days have to be numbered. Surely you can't spend the money that he's spent and have these kind of performances. But it's, who do you bring in? Who would want to take this job? As we get
poison chalice,
VAR now. Yeah, we're getting.
What are they checking for? I've not been paying attention.
I think they're checking for a possible penalty here.
A possible penalty. James on Saka.
There's half a shout, you know.
I mean, it looks.
If it were given, would that have been overturned?
And it looks like it's not given and it's not being overturned. So
it's a 50-50.
I
don't think they'd have overruled if the ref gave it.
That's good enough for me in my book for a penalty, but nonetheless,
it looked questionable tackling from Chelsea, but that's
I think there's more than half a shout.
When you're down in the dumps like Arsenal are, decisions just don't go your way. I mean, we saw that with Newcastle yesterday against Villa when they had a decent penalty shout, which was waved off. But yeah, getting back to your question, I think Arteta is going to be lucky if he's still in a job at Christmas. And who do you bring in? You need to maybe get out of this mindset that you're a big club and you're going to attract big managers, because you're not. You're not going to. You need somebody who can potentially help you stave off relegation. They need Big Sam.
Big Sam, I was about to say.
Big Sam.
Yeah.
Can
you imagine?
Get Tony Pulis in dugout. That'll be a good shout.
The irony
Neil
of
Warnock.
Tony Pulis.
Hey, Neil
Warnock.
I don't think he'd take the Arsenal job, Neil Warnock.
He would take any job, that money grabbing toss pot. He would absolutely take this job. But I think, I know we're mocking, but I think if you want to instill a bit of fire and passion into a side, Big Sam can do you a job. I mean,
you're not actually suggesting Sam Allardyce, are you? Please tell me you're not.
Right now, would you take Sam
Yeah.
Allardyce over Arteta? Absolutely, I would.
Is it too out of the question to suppose?
Why is the only person who wouldn't take over
that.
Arteta joining us? Yeah, exactly. Good.
Is it too out of the question to suppose that Zinedine Zidane could arrive at the Emirates?
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
Matt, you look you look frustrated.
You've never looked better, Matt.
You look.
Are you actually alive, Matt? Is that just a picture of Matt?
I think that's just a picture of Matt. Matt
I
has
can
joined
see a
us.
black
Matt,
screen.
Yeah. Blink once for yes and twice for no.
Oh, there he is. Is he moving?
I think he's having a heart attack.
No.
Are you getting on this
Do you
call
smell
for
toast?
us to send you out an ambulance?
Look, one side of his face is drooping. Or is that just his face? I can't tell.
I couldn't believe you mentioned Big Sam on the.
Oh, don't throw your toys out the pram like you did in the chat when I mentioned Shaggy Dave, and you went Marty Bum Bum and left the chat. We're not playing that game again.
Arsenal? Nope.
No, Tanner.
No, Tanner. No.
It was close. It was close.
I'm actually being semi-serious with Big Sam. I don't think Big Sam in particular, but somebody of that ilk who can bring a bit of toughness to this Arsenal side, because Arteta is not that man. I don't think he's a good man manager. I don't think he's a good team manager. It's quite clear that he was flattered to deceive underneath Pep, and he's. Well,
I don't even think it's a case of that. I just think it's the fact that he's trying to implement a Man City style of play with players who aren't good enough to do that, and he's so stubborn to stop trying to do that.
And I don't even think it's so much he's stubborn. I think he doesn't know anything else. When you've learned the system under Pep of playing gorgeous football and having the ability and the players to play that style, you come to a team like Arsenal who don't have that level of quality, and that's the only kind of style you know. It's like being a fish out of water. Arsenal need a manager who can get in the weeds and grind out results, and this is not a manager that can do that, I don't think.
Well, but wouldn't somebody like a Zinedine Zidane bring that to Arsenal?
Why
has managed the very, very best. He's won the trophies that Arsenal will never, ever get in their trophy cabinet ever again. He's not going to come to this squad. He's going to go, I managed Real Madrid. Why am I going to go to cold, wet North London with this shower of shit team? Get fucked. Yeah, that's what he's going to say.
Fair enough.
I mean, it looks good. I mean, having a manager like Zidane interested, I don't think he is. But it does look good, and it certainly get eyes on Arsenal. But he's going to look at this and think, no, why will I manage this?
Exactly. Yeah. Might as well get Mancini whilst we're at it. Yeah. We'll get Conte down.
I had the best of the best at Real Madrid. I had a team of Galacticos, and now I'm going to have a team of turd.
I mean, Conte wouldn't be a bad shout either, Antonio Conte.
But he wouldn't go. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, why not?
He wouldn't go.
Why not?
Because Arsenal was shite. That's why. If he didn't want to go to Spurs, why would he want to go to Arsenal?
I mean, Inter, before Antonio Conte came, Inter were perennial underachievers. Before,
yeah, but they always had that chance that they would break back out of that. Does this Arsenal team say to you, these have got the potential to do good? No. Yeah. What? Where? What? Two, maybe three players max. At least at Inter, they had a squad of decent quality players who were underachieving. This is a squad of mediocre players who are probably overachieving for the level that they're at.
Yeah. And you have to consider where Conte was in his career when he took the Inter Milan job. Just been sacked from Chelsea. He was on the down. He was taking any job he could.
He was homesick.
Exactly, he was homesick. He wanted to go back to Italy, so he had to take any job that he could. Whereas now he's walked out from Inter Milan as champions. He dethroned Juventus under Ronaldo. One of the best players of our generation. Conte managed to dethrone Juventus, who had been champions for years and years and years. They cemented themselves as top of Serie A. They were the best team in Italy by far, and Conte came into Inter Milan and he made them that step above Juventus. They were far and away the best team in Serie A this season. He's just left them on a high because he wasn't happy with Inter Milan. Why the fuck would he go to Arsenal from that?
I mean, I'm just...
Unless you wanted a
supposing.
Challenge. That's like when you've done...
Well, that'd be a fucking challenge. You might as well go to Grimsby Town for the state of it.
Exactly. It's like when you've done everything you can do in Football Manager. You've got Colchester to the Champions League final. And then you think, I want a challenge. I'm going to start with Rushden and Diamonds. Essentially.
Fair enough. We are at halftime, folks. It's Arsenal 0, Chelsea 2 right now. Crazy stuff here. In seasons prior, we have talked about the rest of the results amongst the league, and we can do that here, but I feel as though let's
do it.
Well, there's a really important bit of business that I would like to attend to right before.
More breaking news?
No, it's not breaking news, but it's again another think piece here. And I want you guys. There was a kit that broke the internet earlier this week. It's Juventus's third kit. I'm showing it to you right now. Look at this.
Oh, good Lord.
So,
what in the fucking hell?
Jesus
that?
Christ!
That looks. It looks worse than the Chelsea kit, where it just is so confused. It doesn't know what it wants to be.
So I suppose. Is this the worst kit that we've seen? Or are there worse kits? What is your favorite bad kit in the league or in the world of football kits?
I mean, I remember when I think it was Cameroon had basically a hole-in-one kit where the shorts were attached to the shirt. That was pretty grim. But yeah, this is up there with it. It's offensive to my eyes. It really is. It's so bold and brash. There's no continuity to it. I mean, it's literally all over the place. It looks like they've thrown every idea at a shirt and just stuck it on. That's horrific.
I really can't even tell what exactly it is or what it's trying to tell me.
It's a football shirt, Tanner.
I mean, is it though? I mean, I can't
just
tell. About. Almost. Oh goodness!
I don't think it's the worst one I've ever seen. I mean, I think there have been a few worse. I mean, I remember there was like a black and purple Liverpool one a few years back, which was absolutely minging. I think it might have been when they nearly won the league under Brendan Rodgers, and they had that as an away kit. That was absolutely minging.
I mean, I've just searched for worst kits, and 90minute.com have got one where AC Milan was sponsored by Poo, and that's not even a joke.
Right, I'm gonna have to investigate this.
I'm gonna hopefully
share. Can you share that?
I'm gonna hopefully share it
right
when it allows me to. It's not for some reason, which is really weird.
It must be so bad that it's not allowing you to share it.
Yeah, I mean, it's froze my machine. That's how bad it's got. But yeah. It's essentially an AC Milan kit sponsored by Poo jeans.
Yeah. The kit itself isn't even that bad. It's got poo on the front of it.
That's even worse. Poo jeans. That just sounds like a bad day.
I remember the US had a shite kit as well once in the 90s. Well, yeah.
Once.
No, but I remember a particularly shite one in the 90s. There we go.
There's the Poo kit.
Yeah.
I mean, this one I actually really don't mind, this Brazil kit. I don't know how that's gone into the top 50.
Brazil always have good kits.
Oh, Schalke. How dare you? That's horrific.
I don't think that looks that bad. It's swimming pool style, but I don't think it looks that bad.
That Tottenham one, I don't think that's too bad. Oh, good Lord.
Ugh.
Good Lord in hell. Jesus. Yeah, I remember this one vividly. It's almost like newspaper print. That's horrific. That one's the colours are a bit sketchy, but it's not an overly horrible kit.
It's not the worst. Oh yes, this Arsenal kit from
the infamous sad panel kind of sash ones. What were Puma thinking when they thought that this was a cool thing?
Yeah, the Arsenal era under Puma was particularly bad.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh. Why have they put it in the shorts as well? As if it wasn't bad enough. As if it wasn't bad enough with the shirt being like that, but the shorts.
Look at how high those shorts were.
That was a pretty gruesome Liverpool kit.
Awful.
Yes, just like Arsenal under Puma, Liverpool under Warrior were not great either.
This one is getting a little bit of grief, and I actually didn't mind this style. I think the white one was better than the away one, but I didn't mind that style. Oh, good Lord.
Barcelona. Barcelona 2012, 2013.
Even the MLS is getting some pretty grim kits there. Oh, good Lord. Not only is it horrific looking, but 7-Up as a sponsor.
7-Up.
I remember this one, and props to Juninho. He was an absolute legend in these streets. Oh, good Lord, Carlisle.
That's a Carlisle kit.
It looks like it's almost like Poundland version of Pepsi.
Oh.
Stoke. No way. They were sponsored by Stoke. Stoke, the kit was sponsored by Stoke. Just to make sure you knew that you were playing Stoke. That's brutal.
God.
This one got a lot of grief. This was this the one where they switched it at half time because Southampton absolutely tubbed them. I'm sure it was.
I thought that was a grey kit.
Yeah, it is. It's not the Southampton.
Oh, right.
The Manchester.
Oh, right. I was looking at the Southampton one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Southampton one's clearly better.
Yeah. Oh, this was a brutal one. Ooh. Yeah, no, that's a clash of colours there. I mean, we've got so many to get through. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, Scunny, what have they done here? Oh.
Denmark. Is that lightning? Is that supposed to be lightning or like
I think it's
like
Tada.
UFO beams?
But I mean, keeper kits are allowed to be a bit more out there.
I mean, some of the Adidas ones from Liverpool and Newcastle in the olden days were horrific. This is the brutal
that's
America
the one I was on
one.
about. That's what I was on.
America,
USA.
Oh fuck, Matt! Just in case you didn't know where Sierra Leone was, they can show you. Oh, look at this one. Oh, that's horrible.
Newcastle United. So they basically sunburned the normal Newcastle kit.
I mean, this one would actually go down well now as part of like the LGBT rainbow, but back in
I don't think that was the original intent.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my good Lord, they went Giant Gonzalez style and thought, let's print muscles on this shirt.
Look, some of our players don't have six-pack abs, so we got to ensure that everybody thinks we've got six-pack abs.
Now we're getting into some pretty brutal ones. Celtic.
Yeah. They can't even show Forest one.
Yeah.
So Chelsea basically being Holland, is that what that is?
Essentially, I mean, when you sound
trying and failing,
yeah, you might as well. What?
Oh, I remember that one. I remember that one on FIFA 14. That were a brilliant kit.
Goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that is brilliant. That is brilliant.
That good day, mate.
I love that.
Pop another shrimp on the
I would wear that.
I feel like I would wear that on vacation.
That.
Yeah, like a nice vacation to Hawaii or something. Yeah.
And this one was when Norwich were actually really, really good. When they had Mark Robbins firing them into Europe, and it does look like bird poo. A lot like bird poo.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're getting into the top 10. Brown, because everybody wants a brown.
Why would anyone think it's a good idea to have a brown football kit?
Number 9, period stains on a shirt. That's horrific.
Gross. That's gross.
Oh, my
that's
Estonia. That's offensive.
I find it hard to believe there will be 7 worse kits than that.
Well, let's try it. There we go. 1860 Munich, top trump, with essentially
the colours
a
are
photo
nice.
album.
The colours are nice. It's just why we've got a photo on the kit.
The whole actual playing into the Tigers with the Tiger skin shirt, that was not good. I mean, this England goalkeeper shirt was horrific. We've definitely deserved to get beat in Euro 96 because of it.
Yeah.
And then Mexico went and did that.
Oh.
Bolivia, the third place.
They can't even show it. It's that bad.
There we go.
Speaking of Giant Gonzalez,
Palencia, that's a shirt I want. I actually want that shirt.
This is disturbing.
And then the very worst shirt ever, Colorado Caribous. What even is that picture?
I don't think that's worse. I would say that's worse than the Giant Gonzalez kit.
Yeah, for me, the Giant Gonzalez one is the worst. That was absolutely
Of course
brutal.
it is. Yeah.
Thanks for that, Tanner. We could have easily discussed what has actually happened in the Premier League this week. Danny Ings
it's best that we don't. But,
Danny Ings superb over in Scissor Kick, but no, let's discuss horrific football kits.
Yeah, because that's more fun.
I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for a CD Palencia kit though, because that's actually pretty badass.
I'm going to see if I can buy it. I bet you they'll be like 200 quid or something because they'll be in proper
pre-worn. Pre-worn.
Let's give you guys the quick rundown here before we get to the second half. Liverpool 2, Burnley 0 yesterday. I'm sure we won't spend too much time on that one.
Shower shite.
Aston Villa 2, Newcastle United
118 euros for that kit.
And look who wants it. Look who wants that kit. Obviously he wanted that kit.
Crystal Palace 0, Brentford 0. There you go. Leeds United 2, Everton 2. Those were from yesterday, of course. Man City 5.
Before you go on to that, I actually want to just speak on Leeds. After they got absolutely pummeled against Man United, to come back and get a point against Everton, that just speaks to me of how good of a manager Bielsa is. I absolutely adore Bielsa. And for him to kind of bounce back from being capitulated to get a point against Everton, that's what a good manager does, and that's a kind of manager someone that Arsenal really could do with. But anyway, as you were, Tanner.
I found one for 30 quid. Do I get it? I'm really tempted. I'm really tempted to get it.
You should go ahead and buy that.
You should get it, and that should be your official Radio Tekkers shirt for the season.
I'm really tempted.
Can you imagine if we all just rocked up with CD Palencia shirts for the rest of the season?
Little name badge in the corner as well.
Goodness. Manchester City 5, Norwich City 0.
It's going to be a hard season for Norwich.
Brighton 2, Watford 0. Southampton with a bit of a surprise earlier today. Southampton pulling a draw against Manchester United 1-1.
Adam Armstrong again having a real good showing. He was top draw at Blackburn, and he's really made the step up to the Premiership, and he's looking to fill those Danny Ings-sized boots, and he started off really well, I think.
And Fred shite as well. Should point that out.
And then Wolves fall off to Tottenham here, 1-0, or I guess 0-1.
Dele Alli with the goal very early on as well. 9 minutes penalty. Kane back in the squad. Nuno licking his bumhole, saying that they're lucky to have him. Don't get used to it, Nuno, because he's off. He's definitely going. But yeah, Spurs started the season like they did last season. They're doing really well. We'll just wait for the drop-off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we are back for the second half, it seems here. Lukaku already prowling the halfway line. Let's see.
Like a cat. Prowling like a cat. Chelsea to kick off this half.
Indeed. Let's see here.
And we are go.
Yep. All right, let's see if Arsenal can turn this around. I doubt they will, but crazier things have happened, folks.
Your 3-2 still on, to be fair.
My 3-2 is still on.
And you're absolutely nailing it right now at 2-0.
Yep.
If Chelsea sit back and
that's the reason why I'm, the Radio Tekkers senior field analyst or whatever I was christened today. It's because of my immense football brain.
Brilliant. I don't think there's been any changes for either side now. You would have thought Arsenal at least would have wanted to
Get some fresh
inject
legs
some
on,
new
yeah.
blood, and some
Maybe get
some
Aubameyang
new
off the
ideas.
bench.
Well, no, I won't go that far.
But who else is there? You know, they've got Balogun, Nelson, Maitland-Niles, Tavares. You know,
I mean,
not exactly
the problem
game
is
changers.
the problem is though, Aubameyang clearly doesn't want to play. He clearly isn't interested in playing. So, would he put in the effort to change this game for Arsenal? I mean, the only reason you could see that happening is if he wants to put himself in the shop window to force Barcelona's hand into making a move for him. But there's just no passion for this Arsenal side.
There really isn't. No.
And we can rag on him, and it's fun, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. But it's actually sad to see. I'd hate to be a supporter of a club. No, but as a football supporter, I'd hate to be a supporter of a club where the team just didn't give a shit. It just seems that that's what we're getting from Arsenal.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, I always look back to. Well, I don't always look back to, but I mean, I look back to yesterday. You know,
I always look back to yesterday.
I always look back to yesterday. No, you look at Liverpool v Burnley. You know, we tried hard. It's just Liverpool had the better players, and you know, you don't mind losing to that. But it's when the players clearly do not give, you know, even half of a shit. That's when you get annoyed.
Tanner was really getting kind of pissed off with us then, and decided to do a mat and walk out.
We didn't bring up Dave Meltzer, did we?
I was like,
Tanner's actually a fan of Dave.
Look back to yesterday. I got to get out of here. I'm gone. Goodbye.
Yeah. Oh God, Ray cashing it around here, is he? Oh.
I mean, he may be on the stream later on today, depending on time.
Yes, special shout out to anybody and everybody who joined us last night for the SummerSlam review show. That was a lot of fun. We covered WWE SummerSlam last night, me and my good buddy Mike Charlip. So shout out to Mike if you're out there watching or listening.
Yeah, you did a really good job. Got a lot of eyes on that show, and a lot of fallout from a very interesting SummerSlam.
Indeed.
Of all of the pay-per-views that I've ever watched, you know, I can definitely say that SummerSlam was one of them.
You could say that there's an argument to be made that they outdid the returns. I mean, as big as CM Punk was, Becky Lynch and Brock returning were pretty massive.
I do want to take just a brief moment here to for a special apology. I accidentally tagged Guru Matt in a tweet yesterday regarding a review.
And he was fuming.
And he
ruined it for you. You ruined SummerSlam for him. Not Willie the Doll.
It's the biggest party of
not the
summer.
squash.
Yeah.
This guy here ruined it.
Him.
Yeah.
He ruined it.
Yeah.
He's an
I'm
evil man.
And I apologize. So Guru Matt, if you're out there watching,
I sense sarcasm in your voice there.
No, this is very, very genuine. I apologize. I did not mean to ruin SummerSlam for you. So I hope you watch the show regardless and that you enjoy. I think Matt will be okay. But regardless, I do apologize.
Oh, through it, yeah.
And it looks like it's been pulled for offside. But Arsenal starting fairly brightly. I mean, they need to. They need an early goal to give Chelsea something to think about. I just don't think it's coming. I think we're gonna see Chelsea perhaps score another and really put this game to bed soon. Saying that, Arsenal are actually they're actually pinning Chelsea back a little bit. Actually, you're seeing passion in Arsenal. You're seeing tackles going in. What the hell's going on?
Maybe.
Where was this Arsenal side for the last 45 minutes?
Maybe Gunnersaurus got around to him and started, some of this.
You're making us all look like fucking idiots on this pitch. I'm here.
Fucking wazzers.
Yeah. I'm here in this massive dinosaur costume, and you're the clowns on the shore. your pillocks.
Oh goodness.
Hey, what a ball that is, to be fair.
Matt is quickly backtracking here in the chat. He says, "When I made the 2-0 prediction, I genuinely didn't think Arsenal would be this bad." You didn't think they would be this bad.
He literally changed his prediction because of what we said when we all said that Arsenal had zero chance of winning this game. He then changed it. So no, your backtrack ain't going to work. You said this.
Yeah,
You did say that with your chest.
You said this.
We all voted on this panel that Chelsea were winning this game.
Yes,
and I just
so
I
you
don't
will
know.
die on that hill. You will go out on that limb. You know nothing about football, sir, and you will.
You really
admit
don't.
it.
Goodness, this was awfully harsh.
He deserves it. He deserves it. For being that stupid and idiotic.
Conor McCabe, Mags and Chris, are you taking applications for a new Burnley fan?
Hey,
You don't.
let me give you some advice. Let me
You're
give you
not
some
ready
advice.
for that level of pain,
Don't.
Connor. You're not.
Don't.
You're
Don't
not
do
ready.
it. Do
That's
not
like-
do it to yourself. I would never recommend.
You're
that
going
to
through a
anyone.
rough patch now. A rough patch. Imagine that, but forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Just no
There's
hope
never any
of ever doing
positivity.
it.
No. There's no light at the end of
That's
the
a
tunnel.
laugh of a Burnley fan.
You don't even get nice kits. You don't get a banana kit at Burnley. You
Like
get
the-
fucking claret and blue, and that's it.
like
And then
what
you
you're
either get a
experiencing
fucking
now.
black away kit or a white away kit. That's it.
What you're experiencing now is a rough car ride where you have to go to the bathroom and there's no gas stations near you. What Mags and Chris have had to go through is basically crawling through the Sahara Desert.
Wow, characterized.
Yes.
No factor 50 on.
Butter with just butter spread on instead of factor 50. There's no joy in being a Burnley fan. The
There
joy
really
we
isn't.
get is that we are so self-deprecating that we get to laugh at ourselves.
Yeah,
That's
we
the
can
fun
realise how
part.
shits we are. We have to have Dale Stevens playing in midfield for us. You know, that, and if you can't laugh at that, then what else can you do? You just break down and cry.
The brightest thing about being a Burnley fan is when we very once in a blue moon get one of those players who breaks out, and then we just wait for
Then
other clubs to come and take
immediately
them away.
leaves, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They go, I'm actually good at this sport. What the fuck am I doing here?
At
I'm
Burnley,
off.
yeah.
Oh,
The best part about being a Burnley fan is the fact that you have the Royal Dice outside of the ground, which is a shithole. There's no denying it. It's a massive shithole, but it's
actually
got
got
Henry
voted
VIII
the best
signed with
pub in
Sean
Burnley
Dyche's
as well.
face edited onto
It
it.
got voted the best pub in Burnley. Which
How?
is
It's a shithole. It's a
It's grim.
shithole.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
In fact, one of the few pleasures that you actually do get of being a Burnley fan is just how much hate there is for Burnley on football Twitter. That's hilarious when
That
Burnley
is funny. Yeah.
when Burnley stick one on a team and the amount of salty tears that come our way. That feeds us. That feeds us as Burnley fans. So.
You go into Bays, and then everyone's going around showing everyone, oh, look at this, fucking, like, I don't know, like Brighton fan or, Bournemouth fan or whatever, say, oh, I'd rather get relegated than playing like Burnley. Like, fuck off then. Like,
Enjoy the championship then.
yeah. Dickheads.
I mean, we're mocked on every single outlet. HRTC Sevens mocked Burnley all the time. Joe Tomlinson from Football Daily, he's forever pulling his Burnley accent. Oh, I can't stand that twat.
Yeah.
Unless
Exactly.
he wants to
Mocking
collapse.
someone's accent is the lowest thing that anyone can do, honestly. And anyone who does it has immediately lost my respect. So.
Correct. There's no room for that xenophobia
Exactly.
here on Radio
It is.
Tekkers.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Y'all. But yeah, you want to be a Burnley fan? Yeah, I mean, we've give you all the positives. That's do
They're the
with that what
positives,
you
yeah.
will.
Yeah.
I think the only club that you would have a harder time being a supporter of would be like Newcastle. I feel like Newcastle.
Is anyone worse?
Yeah,
than-
that's the only positive about being a Burnley fan is that we're not Blackburn fans. That's the only positive. Is that as much as we're in
shit
the
as
shit,
our laugh is.
as much we're in the shit, You know, bastards are in the shit 10 times worse.
Correct.
Oh goodness.
But, I mean, if you want to support Burnley, Connor, that's on your head, be it. I would not support Arsenal though, neither.
No, but I wouldn't support Burnley either if I had the choice. So
No.
Yeah. Why couldn't my dad have been a Man City fan?
So
then life would have been so much better.
Get a Premier League table, get a dart, throw it, and give yourself at least three chances. So if you hit Arsenal, you can
redo it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, redo.
That one don't count. Yeah.
That was a test, and then just stick with whoever. But if you end up being a Man United fan or a Man City fan or even a Liverpool fan, I may have to ban you from these streams because that's glory hunting, and we don't like that here in the UK.
I
Pick
don't
a
mind
shit
it.
team,
especially if you're a foreigner. I don't mind it because why would you choose a shit team? Well,
that does make
I
sense.
wouldn't choose Burnley if I had the choice. I would not choose Burnley.
I mean, Chelsea almost with a third there. Looks like Mason Mount. He's taken some influence. He must be a fan of Radio Tekkers. Taking my goatee look.
He's driving down the right wing just like Mags does. What do you mean he's taking influence from Radio Tekkers?
I think my driving down the right wing days are way in the past.
Behind you, yeah.
Ambling slowly across the pitch. Rolling across the pitch. Being pushed in a wheelchair across the pitch. That's the most likely.
Yeah. But Connor being an Arsenal fan, to my knowledge at least still, this is a blip. Whatever this means, being an Arsenal fan, you will most likely...
2-decade-long blip. This is the start of it.
You will one day get out of it.
You'll be like, I'm glad I stuck through those rough 20 years. The glory days are back.
Under Schmarsh and Fanker.
This was what you're feeling.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, don't support Arsenal. Support City, because at least then you can be like winning things.
You can have some enjoyment in your life.
Yeah, you can watch great football.
Yeah.
This
what made you choose Liverpool?
Terrible advice. I mean...
Well, no, it's not terrible advice. It's just the fact that we know how miserable he is because we're miserable as well. So we don't wish for him to be any more miserable.
Again, I'm of the feeling that what he's going through now as a young Arsenal fan is very much just an inconvenience compared to maybe what you two gentlemen have experienced being a Burnley fan. But
we're fans because of logistics and geography.
Oh yeah.
Connor has no. I am assuming he doesn't have any kind of like familial history with Arsenal, and it's literally just a team he's plucked out of essentially thin air. If I was a fan like that and I would wanted a team, I'd want a team that played beautiful looking football. I want a team with huge stars and big names. So yeah, I would pick someone like Man City, someone like Liverpool, someone like Man United, because you're going to watch good football. You're not going to get that with this Arsenal team. And I don't even think it's much of a blip. This is going to be a struggle for quite a few seasons. And with Connor being still very, very young, you don't want to kind of get disillusioned with football because you're watching this dross every week.
Pick a better
team.
And because you're an American, you have a chance to change yourself. You can change your mind. I can't. You can't go from a fucking season ticket holder with all your family being Burnley fans to saying, "Oh well, now I'm going to support Man City."
Oh, a little bit of a tussling here.
There.
Kai Havertz. I mean, there was a little bit of pushing and shoving there. And
Rob Holding politely gesturing and laughing at Kai Havertz. That's funny.
I mean, Rob Holding there was acting like the hard done to person in that, but he was the one holding Kai Havertz back, and we're bringing him on.
Here we go.
Here is the hero that Arsenal
need. They needed him.
Here he comes.
See, Connor.
Kicking off their actual hero.
Good times are just around the corner. Good times are just around the corner.
Look at that airline. Jesus Christ.
I mean, you get rid of him just for that.
Yeah.
And Arteta there barking orders at him, fucking score, you prick. Else you will go to Barcelona.
Oh, God.
Oh. Will he make a difference, though? Let's see.
For Connor's sake, I hope he does.
No, I don't. I hope Connor opens his young guys and things. I don't need to put up with this crap off Arsenal anymore. I'm going to support a better team. Kind of like how Tanner will eventually support the Yankees over the Boston Red Sox. There's no loyalty in American sport, is there really? You just support who's winning at the time.
I mean, that's...
Exactly. I reckon you don't see anything wrong with what MK Dons did either. No, up with that.
not true at all, Mags. Wow.
Tanner is... I think this may be my last broadcast with Radio Tekkers. I've seen this angry Tanner before.
The genocide talk didn't do it, but insulting American sports, you've gone too far there.
He crossed the line when he accused me of being a Yankees fan, and that's just wrong. That's just...
I'm just saying, if the Yankees win, a lot of Americans then suddenly support the Yankees. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean...
You're a disloyal bunch.
No, I mean... I've
very
heard
glory,
the Americans.
very glory hunterish.
Yeah, very.
I've been a Red Sox fan for the better part of 20 years. I can't think of any reason why I would ever go.
What's
and
a
support
shit
the New York
name
Yankees.
as well? What's an
Boston-
awful name?
Boston Red Sox.
Oh, what a shite name that is.
It's just
Honestly.
Red Sox. What else do you want?
Well, not
a tiger.
Red Sox.
There is a Detroit of the Tigers, aren't there?
Yeah, there's the Detroit Tigers. Yes.
Yeah, that's a better name than Red Sox. Like,
It's because they actually had Red Sox, or
Yes.
I think they still have Red Sox.
They
Right.
Because is there not a White Sox as well?
there is a Chicago White Sox. They're on the
Chicago
other
White.
side of Chicago from where the Cubs play.
right.
There you go. Baseball talk
nice.
here
Still
on
a shit
Radio
name.
Tech.
Something that we never expected. That was the talk of our enemies in this space. So we may talk more. We may talk more baseball in the future, just to be.
Oh, we may not. We may never bring it up
probably
again.
That's probably more likely. Go Sox! Is that what you chant?
Yeah, like let's go. Red Sox.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Babe Ruth, Red Sox Army.
Can you imagine if that was the chant? That would have been brilliant. Stand up. If you wait, the Yankees stand up. Or shoes off.
I really do wish that we've completely missed talking about this second half of football here between Arsenal and Chelsea. I really do wish that here in America we did take more to chanting and singing in our sports, our sporting arenas. That'd be fun. I guess.
Look, we've offended Chris.
I guess Chris left
with the chanting.
Yeah. Bye, Chris.
Yeah, we have kind of glossed over this half, but it was probably what a lot of us were expecting. Chelsea have been dominant, don't need to force the action. Arsenal are the ones who need to press the pace, and they haven't really been doing that. It's been kind of stuck in the doldrums. So us providing this alternative country is actually keeping you entertained. So be a little bit more grateful there. Stop pecking our heads about it. Oh, look at him coming back.
God. Oh, he's back.
Can't keep doing this. Like, back and forth.
I couldn't hear you. I had to leave.
It was the baseball talk, wasn't it? You thought, I need to go and make sure I pick a baseball team for this upcoming season.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've gone and bought a White Sox jersey.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I am a Baltimore Orioles fan. That's a team, I think. Is that the right team?
That would actually be like quite in line with you being a Burnley fan too, because
they're shit as well.
Yes.
No, but that's what I mean. It's like if I started following basketball, you know, I'd just pick the fucking Boston Celtics. I'd just pick whoever's good, like, you know, because I actually have the choice.
Celtics are good.
I mean, you might want to pick like maybe like a L.A. Lakers or like a Milwaukee Bucks, perhaps. Milwaukee just won this year for the first time in
Just
like
anyone who
over
isn't
50
shit
years.
like Burnley are. Yeah, I want to see my team win something because I'm never going to see Burnley win anything.
I would back the Rockets of Houston.
There you go. That's
Right.
that's interesting.
Because they're good.
They're fine.
Right.
They've taken quite a hit in the last year, but yeah.
In fact, no, I'd actually go with the Warriors.
Golden State.
The
Warriors?
Gold State, yeah. The Gold State Warriors.
Which one's the Gold State? Which one's the Gold State?
California is.
California. Oh, nice.
Warm, good
Yeah.
basketball, trophies, perhaps.
Imagine
maybe.
you'd want to go to a West Coast one, surely. It's easier to watch.
California is.
Or East
not
Coast,
the West
sorry.
Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
East
you're looking
Coast.
at like the Knicks.
Yeah. I got it mixed
No,
up. I got the never eat
the-
shredded wheat. I got that mixed
The
up.
Knicks are okay. The Knicks are fine.
That's definitely a British thing. I don't think Tanner understands what never eat shredded wheat means.
Yeah.
It's like north.
That's
east,
how I remember
southwest.
which one's northeast, southwest. Goes like that. Oh no, it's reflected. It goes like that.
See, we went never eat soggy waffles, and that was
So how did you not work it out then? Because you never eat the first part. Just
it didn't make
think
sense
about
to me.
yourself.
But they were just like, soggy waffles.
We've got back to food talk.
We missed a Chelsea free kick here, but that's okay.
Oh no. Anyway.
Like I was saying, this game is there's no urgency in it anymore. Chelsea don't need to push on. Arsenal haven't got the skill set to worry Chelsea. Yeah, this is going to eke out. Chris has hit the nail on the head with a 2-0, and Chelsea have done exactly what they needed to do to get the victory in. Arsenal look woeful.
Matt is in
And
the
I'm
chat.
just going to sit back and be smug because I got another prediction right and just prove how much smarter than I am than everyone else at Radio Tekkers. So,
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead. Bring it on.
yeah, be smug.
Okay.
Now I really want Chelsea to push forward and get another 2 goals, just so I can do a Seth Rollins style laugh in your face.
Matt
That
is
was a
asking
banging match as well, weren't it, on SummerSlam?
if there's a
match of the
gang.
night.
What's
It was
a
very
gang?
long.
What's Matt's asking in the chat? Aren't they a gang in New York? What's a gang in
What,
New
Who
York?
was the gang? The Warriors. Was he on about the Warriors? That's a movie.
That's
man.
a movie.
They were. It wasn't a documentary. There wasn't an actual guy with like glass bottles on his fingers. Warriors come out. Yeah.
Yeah, they like gangs in
Not
New York don't
Tiger
run
King.
around with just like vests on and like fringe
Bopping people.
and really nice jeans and bandanas. Like I don't think gangs in New York actively dress like that anymore.
There may be certain gangs that dress that way, and I don't
Perhaps.
think they're not the kind of gangs that you need to worry about, though.
Yeah. Maybe gangs in like Bournemouth dress like that in New York.
Or Clacton, maybe that's the Clacton gang scene.
Oh goodness. Lukaku, he's looking a little bit winded here. He's like, Premier League.
From all the running about that he's had to do in this game. We haven't actually really seen him actually have to turn on the pace. He's not needed to do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's smart, you know, just conserve yourself. You know, it's his first game back for a while, and, you know, if he doesn't need to exert himself that much, then why should he? Especially, he's already got the goal, so...
Yeah, I mean he has worked really hard for a debut game, so.
And this substitution will be doing Arsenal fans no favours when they see who's coming on.
Yeah, this This is just Chelsea.
Well, that's game over.
locking
If
up
there was
shop.
any hope of Arsenal getting back into the game, they could easily nick one, and then it's a long 20 minutes. But that's it if Kante is coming on.
Well, now would be the time here for Arsenal to do such a thing. Handball shout here. It looks like that would have been on Kovacic. Yes, Kovacic. Yeah. And
That's his last action of the game.
Here comes
Thomas Tuchel's seen enough, clearly.
Yeah, ironically, he just had a shot that went way wide, and Tuchel's had enough. Off you go. Thanks for turning up.
So,
he did a job, though. He did a job. He didn't have a lot of work to do, but certainly...
it's not. None of this Chelsea team's been too pressed at all.
No. But now you bring on an engine like Kante, and it's going to be game over in the middle of the park for Arsenal now.
So is it help settle this debate here, because I've heard it all sorts of ways. Is it Tuchel, Tuchel? How is his last name actually pronounced?
I mean, you could Google it, but I pronounce it Thomas Tickle.
Tickle. Okay.
I mean, he's German, isn't he? So I'm assuming it won't be Tuchel, because that sounds more like French.
Tuchel.
Tuchel.
I would assume so.
Tuchel.
We've got a player.
I say Tuchel, but I'm assuming that's wrong.
Like as in like the former WWE tag team Tuchel.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean, Tanner. Yes.
I'm just having a bit of fun.
Well, don't.
Well, don't. This is a serious show. What
It's
are you
a serious stream, yeah.
Oh goodness.
Azpilicueta stayed down.
Yeah, this looks serious here for Azpilicueta.
Looks an head injury.
I almost thought that was John Terry sitting next to Thomas Tuchel.
So I've just watched a pronunciation video, and it's Thomas Tuchel. Let's try it again.
Tuchel.
Tuchel, yeah. They said you can't say Tuchel because it's not French.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the French way of saying Tuchel, but
it's Reece James, not Azpilicueta. It's Reece James. It's down.
Yeah, because they look really similar.
Well, Chris said Azpilicueta.
No. I swear down that was Azpilicueta a minute ago. I don't know if they've swapped places or what. Yeah. But honestly, on my life, that was Azpilicueta.
He's up and moving now, which is good. He's on his feet, so that's good news. Good news for a Chelsea fan.
And for England.
Yeah. And for Reece James himself, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't care about him.
Reece James' family and Chelsea fans.
The people that care about him.
List everyone who it's good for.
But bad for Arsenal and Mikel Arteta.
Yeah. It's good for his dog, because his dog wouldn't have got fed.
Yeah. Zambi Lakonga.
Mendy just plucks it out of the air. Is that the real first kind of a dangerous chance for where Mendy's had to get involved?
I think Lakonga had a shot from the edge of the box that Mendy had to tip over, but apart from that, I can't think of what else.
Arsenal are playing the long game here. They're waiting until the last 15 minutes of the game, and then they're going to turn on the engines and
score
start playing.
3. Yeah.
Bag 3 goals.
If Arsenal bag 3 goals, I will personally send you £50, Tanner.
All right.
But if they don't, you have to send me 50.
I mean, that doesn't.
And he wants it in 2s and 1s.
Yeah. I want a wheelbarrow of pennies sent to my front door.
Can you imagine? With a special delivery sticker on the barrow.
Just
I want Tanner himself to personally deliver that wheelbarrow to my front door.
50 actual pounds weight of pennies. That'd be fun. That'd be.
Yeah. That's a lot more than £50.
I was about to say, yeah, that's a lot of money.
Maybe. Who knows?
Well, no, there's no maybe about it. It definitely is.
Yeah, scientifically.
I'd have to do the math on it. You have to know how much a penny weighs.
Brilliant.
Oh, God. Chelsea again. Looks like
Simple.
yeah.
There's put under no pressure whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know, you'd think Arsenal were 2-0 up with where they're playing.
Yeah, I mean they are very
Shit. Is that the word you're looking for?
yes. Practically. I mean, they're very standoffish right now, and they really shouldn't be. Bernd Leno looks very frustrated, mostly because he plays for Arsenal, and he's he's trying to get something to happen here. For his sake, I hope that Mikel Arteta doesn't read too much into this and think that he should start Aaron Ramsdale next week.
I don't even mind Aaron Ramsdale. I think he's a decent keeper.
I mean,
he's
I'm
not.
sure he is.
He's a fine mid-table Premier League keeper.
Yeah.
So Matt in the chat has said,
That is not.
"Oh,
right.
how is that
Surely
not gone in?" But Matt's saying that it's £27.50. He's actually wrong. I've just done some quick maths. So a penny weighs 3.56 grams, which equates to 127 pennies per pound. So if you times that by 50, that gives you 6,376 pennies, which works out to £63.76. So it's not that much more, but it's certainly a lot more than 2-0 Arsenal predicting Matt's £27.50.
So it'd be an extra trip to Taco Bell for Chris if he wanted to go there.
Nearest one's in Sheffield, I think. Taco Bell. It was very nice in Sheffield. I like Sheffield. Sheffield's a good city.
Do you like the Taco Bell?
The Taco Bell was nice, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I had the shits after it one time, but...
I mean, that's just a free gift that comes with every taco.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
it comes with it.
That's
yeah.
just it's not even a gift. It's more of a responsibility that you have after eating Taco Bell.
I remember I went with Dan one time after a show.
Really?
To one in Sheffield. And I mean, you know, if you know Dan, you know that he would have absolutely destroyed that Taco Bell toilet. It was left in an absolutely unusable state afterwards. I just felt bad for the next person who went in there.
The kind of shit where you think, am I going to follow Dan into that, or am I just going to suck it back up and hold on to this till I get home?
But you didn't even have to follow him in. It just wafted into the rest of the Taco Bell.
It followed him out.
It did, yeah.
It's horrible in here. Why is there a possum? What a strange place this is.
Such an American joke, isn't it? Why is there a possum?
Why is there a possum in here?
Resorting to our mocking of other people's accents that we promised would never happen here on Radio Tekkers.
We
No
have
one would
a
ever
discussion
stoop so
every
low.
week, and every week it
don't
fails.
keep our promises, basically.
It fails. I mean, we are not going to hold ourselves to things that we just can't.
Yeah.
Promise.
No. But I'll hold other people to them happily.
Absolutely,
Just
because
not
that's
myself.
the right thing to do.
Every single stream, I'm itching to do a Jim Ross impression. I'm going to crack one out now. By
Go on,
God.
do it. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God.
I will say, you do look like if Jim Ross was from Burnley.
A northern Jim Ross.
Yeah. By God, Jerry.
With the bells, paws, and everything.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wears a flat cap instead of a cowboy hat.
No, I don't even own a flat cap. I should get a flat cap.
You should
Might
get a flat cap.
Start making Maggle's barbecue sauce.
My God, this red dressing tastes awfully sticky.
I was about to say, I really don't want to taste your ranch dressing, Mags, honestly.
It's a homemade. A lot of manpower has gone into that ranch dressing.
Let's
Freshly squeezed Mags ranch dressing.
let's move back to the game. Let's move back to
You tell me you don't like talking about jizz, Tanner.
I look like
No.
a wonky popper after I've created a bit of a ranch dressing.
Oh gosh. There's Azpilicueta. He looks like he's doing all right.
It looks like he wasn't involved in an injury scare at
No.
all.
I swear to God that he was. Honestly, on
That's
my
some
life,
great
he
flat
was
track
down.
bullying actually by Lukaku and a good little layoff as well.
Skinned someone there.
Arsenal's defence are just a shambles.
Yes.
Well, it's Arsenal's.
Yeah, I
In
didn't need to
general,
add the
a
defence.
shambles.
I just needed to say Arsenal are a shambles. And it's all the way back to Edouard Mendy.
Hoofball from Arsenal. They're desperate now.
I know the Burnley style. How dare they? Going into the last 10 minutes now of the game. 81 and a half minutes.
I mean, that is just reckless from Granit Xhaka. I don't know what he was planning there.
Just getting frustrated. You can see his frustration on his face. We're going to see a little bit of Ziyech. Mason Mount, Matt's Gar coming off. Did he actually have any goal involvements today? I don't believe that he did.
I don't think he did. More breaking news.
He got the assist for Reece James.
More Chelsea-related breaking news here. David Zappacosta will be leaving Chelsea on a permanent move.
Who the fuck cares?
Not David Zappacosta.
He'll be moving
my
to
favourite Chelsea player.
He'll be moving to
I'm
Atalanta.
gutted.
Atalanta.
Is that not where he came from? Or was
think
it Roma did he come from? He came from Italy anyway, and he was wank. Wank when he got here. He was wank all the time he spent in England, and he's going back as wank as he was when he first came over here. So he's just stolen money from the UK economy and played no football, and now he's pissing back off to Italy.
Yep.
Wow. Well, so he was from Atalanta for a brief time, and then he went to Torino, and that's when Chelsea decided to buy him.
Because he was pegged.
Oh, is that when Olorena went in the other direction?
I think so. But Zappacosta did go on loan to Roma and then to Genoa for the 2019 and 2020 season, as well as the 2020 and 2021 season.
So it's essentially been paid English money to play in Serie A.
Yeah, I mean, he played 2 seasons for Chelsea.
Well, played is a stretch. He was in the squad.
It's like how... Do you remember when Stoke had the most Champions League winners of any Premier League squad? And then they got relegated because none of them actually played in the Champions League and they were all shite. Yeah.
When there was it... did they have Borja there?
That Bojan, yeah.
Yeah, Borja. And everyone was pinning him to be the next big thing, and he was just terrible.
Yeah.
Bojan.
Whatever happened to that guy?
I
think he's in Japan now, isn't he?
It would not surprise me.
He was being hailed as like the successor to Messi, you know.
I think he went to the same team Iniesta went to. I think. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Didn't Lucas Podolski go over there too?
Might have done.
Yeah. I think they played on the same team, Lucas Podolski and Andreas Iniesta. What a guy, Lucas Podolski. This Arsenal team could really use Lucas Podolski.
Yeah, they could do with a Lucas Podolski, and even he wasn't that.
Lucas Podolski now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I'll put him up front. Mikel. You know him. You have his phone number, I'm sure.
Mikel, he on first name basis with
yes
with Mr. Arteta.
I've got contacts.
And you've gone the totally opposite direction. You become incredibly formal to Arteta. I mean, he may be angling for a job as a fourth man here on Radio Tekkers by the end of the season.
Yeah.
So,
well, I was about to say, one thing that he won't be called by the end of the season is Gaffer.
or Arsenal manager.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. His phone calls to Stan Kroenke will be going unanswered, I reckon.
Probably.
Well, time zones and all that. That's the only reason why. No other reason.
It's night time when you called me.
Where would you see him go as a manager, though?
Southend, maybe. Macclesfield.
Can you imagine? Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I know MK Dons need a new manager. That could potentially.
Havertz almost getting on the score sheet there. Leno finally does work out how you save a ball. Just to keep Aaron Ramsdale out of the squad.
This feels like the longest final 10 minutes of any Radio Tekkers game that we've had.
I mentioned it being
I'm sorry for boring
minutes.
you, Tanner.
No, it's not you guys. It's this game. It's just.
I mentioned it was 81 minutes earlier, and it feels like it's now gone back to 75 minutes.
Exactly. This, this is about on the same levels as waiting for the bus. Just,
This match was over at half-time. We had really no reason to watch the second half. And if it wasn't for our amazing chemistry and great banter, we'd be as boring as listening to Mark Owen and Steve McManaman right now. Because there's not been much to call in the second half in terms of football, apart from Azpilicueta picking up a career-threatening injury and then being at the total opposite of the end of the pitch, and also then going on a mad mazy run, which is
No. I'm not having this. The Azpilicueta definitely. I'm going to go back. I'm going to prove it to you. It was definitely Azpilicueta at one point. I'm not having this. I'm not having this abuse.
I can see you maybe having to get a picture of Reece James sat on the floor and potentially having to stick on Azpilicueta's face.
Hey, up, is Arteta putting his shin pads on?
If he comes on and makes a massive difference in the game, comes on and bags two. This is how you fucking do it, you tossers. I think he's filling out his signing on form.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of coming on and bagging two.
Here we go. Getting on two flat track bullies in the same team.
Yeah, I mean this is what Chelsea want. They want to pair up Lukaku and Werner.
And that's a frightening. I mean, if you're playing fast paced football, that's frightening to have them two running at you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Lukaku looks like he's running at you to maybe murder you, and then Werner's looking like he's going to shoot from 50 yards and put it into row Z.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're running at you is
I mean, he just looks so gormless, doesn't he, Werner? He has no idea what's going on at any point. Look at him, he just looks clueless.
I wonder if he still thinks he's in Germany.
Yeah.
I can't read any of these signs. What does any of this mean?
Why are they driving on the wrong side of the road? It's my 30th accident of the week.
Do you guys not drive on the same side of the road? You and the Germans?
I have no idea. Maybe.
I don't think that we do. There's only us and a handful of other countries that drive on the left.
It's just us in the Commonwealth, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's interesting. I've not considered that.
Well, you should have done. Don't know why you haven't
I
done.
clearly should have done.
Yeah, you should have done.
Mags's joke would have had far more impact on me had I thought about it a little bit more.
It can tell us that. What is he going on about?
Exactly. See, this is why when I come on, I have to dumb myself down so that you two Waziks can understand me, honestly.
The next episode of Radio Tekkers will actually just be Chris, still in the same corner, but he'll pop up two sock puppets, one named Mags and the other one named Tanner.
That would be brilliant. If you could actually pull that off, that would be it'd be the most watched episode of Radio Tekkers.
Arsenal
Deservedly so as well.
Chelsea with a free kick.
If you could get a Matt one saying, Thiago is terrible. It's an awful
Arsenal winning this 2-0.
And you get the Mags and Tanner puppets with clubs, and they start.
And this is what this match has made us do.
Yes,
viewers. We apologise, but we've had to make the best of a bad situation. Right. Arsenal and Chelsea have not provided us with good action.
And Chris has left. Chris has reached his breaking point.
He's not even bothered turning his camera off this time. He just upped and left.
Just two minutes shy of the game being over. He's finally called it quits.
He's gone to create some homemade ranch dressing because he's much more interested than watching this shower shit.
Oh my god! And what's interesting is like they brought on Aubameyang, and even he is the lackadaisical in his pressing.
What did I say though? He doesn't want to be at the club anymore. Feigning or being ill. Oh, I can't come into work today, Mikel. I'm really poorly. Oh yeah.
Hey, there you go. Look at Chris's.
That's actually Chris's foot. That's his actual human foot.
I'm very flexible now.
Also, Thiago is shit. Terrible signing. And I would not have Mbappe at my squad.
No, definitely not. I would much rather have Ricky Lambert come back.
That's a hot take by
sock puppet Matt.
Sock puppet Matt.
We just need some googly eyes. It's kind of disturbing that he doesn't have like some eyes or facial features on.
Well, you're no oil painting yourself, Tanner.
Oh, well, thank you. That's fair enough.
Oh, this is brilliant. The best part of this match has been the mockery of one of the regular co-hosts of this show, which is just tantamount to how poor Arsenal have been.
Poor Matt, really. He really did think that Arsenal were going to take this game 2-0, and that was not to be the case here.
I still think there is a chance
that this result will be overturned. Luckily, we
are. You know what the funniest thing is? I'm still above you two in the draft league.
I bet he actually fucking is as well.
Yeah, he probably is. Full time, Chelsea.
Hurrah! The torture is over, guys. We are done. Definitely join us next week for another thrilling installment of Sock Puppet Matt.
Oh, this is great. Yes, this has been a lot of fun. Final score here: Chelsea, Arsenal 0, Chelsea 2, with Reece James scoring in the 34th minute, and I
can't be asked. My fucking arm's tired, honestly. Fucking hell.
Oh, Matt!
Oh,
Matt's gone.
I'm a real boy now.
It's Chris now.
Thanks, Geppetto.
Oh, God.
I love when we have terrible games because we just get to piss about. And
it just devolves into this.
Yeah, madness. But it makes it so much fun.
Indeed.
But, yeah, apologies if you came here for football.
For football?
on a football-centric show.
Underneath his desk with a sock puppet on his hand.
We couldn't really be asked for it. So
you will not ever get this on Football Daily or HRT7
or True Geordie, the Kickoff.
There's
probably a reason for that.
Quality of entertainment. We're tapping into that very niche market of football fans and sock puppetry.
Sock puppet commentary.
That could actually be a working thing. I mean, Teddy Turnbuckle does good numbers on YouTube for wrestling. I put it to the team that next week we watch the game, sat under our desks, and sock puppet the whole way through.
Yeah,
Chris really has a great talent there. I mean, this is
just an ideas guy. He's just a full-on ideas guy.
Just flows straight off of me, off the top of my head. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, what do you think of the game, Matt? I think Thiago is still a very bad player. Oh, you Stupid.
Look at
Don't
that.
know ball, honestly.
It's almost like you were two people in the room. They definitely couldn't
know,
see
yeah.
the lips
I
moving.
couldn't tell.
Like,
This is
eventually,
amazing.
because of that, it's brilliant, honestly.
I'm surprised you can just go for the whole got a gear stuff. Drinking some water. That'd be awesome.
So next weekend it seems like we might be going with Liverpool taking on Chelsea.
I like how Matt, who didn't bother rocking up to this episode, pretending he was at work and shit, is dictating what the game will be next week.
Yeah.
No, Matt, that's not how it works around here. Let me have a peek at those fixtures.
I mean,
to Matt.
it's
up to
that
me.
or Manchester City Arsenal. I
It's
mean,
not my fault. It's not my, tell him then. It's not my.
You're having an argument. You're having an argument and getting beat up by a fucking sock. This is the heart of Radio Tekkers. Definitely tune in later on today when there'll be sock puppetry on an NXT
dirty
TakeOver
bastard.
review.
yes, indeed.
It's
You okay,
fucking
Chris?
booting. Yeah,
I'm all right. Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
So anyway, it does look like it'll be Liverpool and Chelsea. So thanks for that, Matt.
I will be.
Wish.
I'll be out of town, but I'll leave that to you.
Oh, then
gentlemen.
I will be as well. I'm out of town that day as well. So you're just going to have Matt all on his own. He'll probably predict
Oh,
Chelsea
what fun.
3, Liverpool 0, because that's just the kind of guy that he is. But no, yeah, I'll definitely be here with Matt. And I will abuse him as much in real life as I have abused him in his absence.
Goodness. Gentlemen, before we head on out here, man of the match shouts. Who do you have as man of the match here today?
I've no idea.
Sock.
I've not been watching
The
the game.
sock. The sock
The
was the
sock,
man of the
yeah,
match.
the sock.
That was the most impressive performance of this game. It was Lukaku for me. I think his hold-up play was really well. It really added a dimension to Chelsea. They didn't need to get out of second gear and just dominated this game. There was no one really outstanding, but I think for me, Lukaku added that extra dimension to Chelsea. So I'm going to give it him.
Good deal.
I mean, personally, I'd give it to Aspilicueta just for braving on after that career-threatening injury.
and also for being able to transport himself metaphysically to the other side of the pitch.
Exactly, yeah. Really impressive showing there, definitely. You know, I'll have to analyse that a little bit more, and then I'll create a video all about, you know, the consciousness transfers between Aspilicueta and Reece James.
Or what's probably more likely, if we're going along the sword of Damocles, you'll see that it was Reece James who maybe got fouled.
Well, even if I did, I would never admit it. So
yeah, you'll just whitewash it like Matt does with his stupid hot takes.
Oh no, actually, I said it would be 2-1 Arsenal.
And that still happened.
That's still wrong.
That's even more wrong.
Yeah.
So player-wise, I'm going to give it to Romelu Lukaku for man of the match on the pitch. But I'll also share the honor with Matt, who is at home or at work, wherever he may be, for taking a lot of abuse from us here today and for being a good
Deservedly
sport.
so.
Fair enough. Chris, where can people find more of you and your content and good works, sir?
And socks.
And socks.
I was about to say I would have done the point, but it's been changed. Matt's taken over
Sock puppet Matt.
but the social media stuff now. So I mean, I don't know what to do. You can follow me on Twitter at Chris_BFC_. I'd encourage you to check out me articles on A Game of Two Halves, a spin-off of Nearthought. Yep, cheers for that, Magsy. I'd encourage you to check out my articles on A Game of Two Halves, a spin-off of nearthoughts.com. You can read all about how I theorised Spurs would set up under Nuno Espirito Santo. I mean, it's very outdated now. But, you know, go check that out. That's good. It's me. Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. I mean,
It's me.
you guys over there as part of the Nearfalls team are doing great work, and yeah, hopefully this will be the year that you all kick on and start really pushing and getting your name more and more out there. So definitely
just like
check that
Radio
out.
Tekkers are.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you have to aspire to be somebody, don't you? And you are aspiring to be.
Just like how
Radio
you lot
Tekkers.
aspired to be the anti-football podcast,
Yeah.
we're going to aspire
After
to
we
be like
stole
Radio
that
Tekkers.
gimmick off you.
Oh goodness. Yeah. Mags.
Okay,
where
so
can people-
you can follow me at the Matt Attack UK, where I will be warming up people's meals in a hospital where it's ravaged with COVID, and then pretending that I know anything about football when I actually really, really don't. So come and follow me there and give me some grief. And also, you're a dickhead, and I hate every single one of you. So that's at the Matt Attack UK.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Oh, goodness. You can follow all of us over on Twitter at Radio Tekkers, RadioTekkers, which is actually right below, Mags here. Matt being very spicy in the chat. Goodness. And then, you can follow me on Twitter at TexasGentleman_. Again, as Mags pointed out, we will have some more wrestling reviews later. So if you're a pro wrestling fan and you're watching NXT TakeOver 36 tonight, make sure to tune into that as well. Who will be on the show? You'll have to find out.
Maybe no one. Maybe a sock.
It might be a sock. Hey, welcome to NXT TakeOver 36 review. That'd be great. But yeah, follow all the stuff. Smash that subscribe button and that like button if you haven't done so already. We would greatly appreciate it. Anything and everything helps at this point here, folks. So we appreciate your support. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all take care and have yourselves a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.